Hi guys, welcome to the Chef's Backyard. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make chile con carne. We're just going to need a few ingredients: 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 cup diced onion. I have another video that'll show you how to dice that. Go watch that one now if you need help. 2 tablespoons chili powder, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 2 pounds of ground beef, and then 1 10-ounce can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. You can use Rotel or your store brand. You'll also need salt and pepper. Ready to cook? Let's go! Alright guys, so let's start cooking. We're going to turn on our stove. You want to let the pan heat up a little bit before you add your oil. Alright, so I have my pan set a little above medium. We're going to add oil in there. We'll go ahead and coat the entire bottom of the pan. We're going to add our onions in there. Now I add a little salt and pepper in there. We want to cook these until they become translucent, just to the point where they're starting to brown. This step should take 3 to 5 minutes. Now if you're getting any smoking at this point, make sure you turn that heat down. You can even add a little bit of water to slow the pan down a little bit. But I'm starting to be able to see through these onions, and that's your translucent. I can see that some of them are getting fried up. Now the next step, we're also seeing some browning in there, and that's caramelization of the sugars. Now the next step we're going to do is we're going to begin to bloom our spices. And by that, what we're doing is we're adding them into a hot pan with oil, and that's going to really bring the spices to life. Again, we've got 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, a little smoking is okay at this point, but let's go ahead and we'll start getting that meat in there. We're going to do our ground beef. Some people like a real chunky chili. You can use a larger chili grind. This is just my regular ground beef that I can find at the grocery store, and this is my secret weapon for making chili. It's a potato masher, but it really helps me to break up the meat and get some nice, small, consistent pieces in there. Now, while you're doing this, you want to be scraping the pan, and that will help to pull up any of those bits that are cooking on. You're kind of deglazing it with the myoglobin of the meat. At this point, I'm going to add another pinch of salt. We'll add some more black pepper, fresh black pepper. I like these pepper grinders. They really help to bring out the freshness of the pepper, really bright. I'm going to turn this pan this way so that I can work it. That way I can hold the pan while I work it with my spoon. You can do this in a nice deep pot. I use these shallow ones so that I can show you what's going on inside of the pan. But see how that potato masher really helped to break this down into really fine pieces of meat. In Texas chili, you should be able to cook it, and the spoon should be able to stand up. There are no beans in a Texas chili. But what we're making here is a chili con carne. So this is going to be great as a base for your enchiladas. I have a recipe video for how to make enchiladas the easy way, and in that I used a can of chili. If I was making it all from scratch, I would use this one, and check the link above for that video. So I've been cooking this for just a few minutes, and we can see that there's a lot of heat in there because all of this oil that's coming up to the bottom is bubbling on the bottom. I can see that the meat is browning. I've been stirring it the whole time. So now to this, I'm going to go ahead and add those tomatoes with chilies, and add another pinch of salt, another shot of pepper. And if you see the bottom of the pan, the liquid has deglazed it, right? So we've got all the bits that cooked up, all of that spice and onion, all of the sugars that the onion left, all of the spices that kind of cooked onto the bottom, all of the ground beef that cooked onto the bottom as it was first started cooking. The juice and the tomatoes have helped to deglaze the bottom of the pan, so nothing is sticking. So now we've got the whole mix that's come up to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat down, and we're going to let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see you here in a few minutes. Now if you want to make a spicier version of the chili, add some cayenne pepper into it, add some red chili pepper flakes, add some fresh jalapeno, add some fresh serrano in there. If you're brave enough, go ahead and add that habanero in there. Okay guys, so we've been simmering this for about 15 minutes. I just want to show you what it's going to look like. If you want to make enchiladas, stop right here. This is what you want for your chile con carne, okay? Now, if you want more of a soup, then you can add some beef broth into it. Here's 1 cup of beef broth. You can even add a little more if you want to go ahead and make it even more of a soup where you would have to ladle it and you've got a lot of broth. Then add 2 cups of beef broth, okay? And then you've got a nice chili soup, chili stew, and you can make cornbread and serve it with that, or else you could serve this over macaroni, and then you've got chili mac. And if you want to go all the way, I've got a recipe for borracho beans in my YouTube channel, and I'll link that. You can add in 2 cups of beans here, and now at this point you've got full-on chili, right? You've got a nice hearty chili ready for this cool winter we're about to get into. Make sure you get some of that broth in there. You might want to get a ladle. All right, so now we've got our bowl of chili. Let's go ahead and garnish it. I've got some shredded cheese here. I've got some diced onions. Go ahead and add those on there. You could add a lot of other things at this point too. Some cornbread would be nice. Maybe some pickled jalapenos. Those would be good as well. All right, you ready for the taste test? All right, guys, so this is our chili con carne. And this is the full-on version, right? So it's got the beef broth, it's got the beans. I garnished it with some cheese, a little chopped onion. Oh, that's delicious. I really enjoy this. You can make it a little bit thicker if you wanted to, maybe with the roux or something, but this is great. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you real soon here at the Chef's Backyard.